It is now the next night. We promised you we'd be back the next night, and it is now the next night, like 2 weeks later. But we're out here again doing the thing to tell you about our first official day. The first day we were there was like, we were still getting the hotel and everything. But now we're official day because we finally got to sleep. And we're officially slept. So tell me about morning. Because I slept
Morning?
in.
Yeah. So
I'm
an early bird. I got to get up and get my coffee and my body moving before we go anywhere. And Johnny was all about the 10 a.m. kickstands up. So I got up, had some coffee, and found out that Ernie is my early bird as well. So Ernie and I became the early birds that morning. Actually got to talk and get to know each other. And what was funny is because he was wearing a white shirt and he was ready to go. And then all of a sudden, he started getting a bloody nose.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. And I was like, on the day you decided to wear a white shirt.
And he got a bunch of bloody noses for some reason.
Yeah. So, and I want to say, like, everybody kind of slowly got up. Like, kind of, even though we were supposed to leave at 10 a.m., I don't think we left till noon, probably.
Yeah.
Tim was hidden for a while, so everybody was looking for Tim, and so we were making fun of the illustrious Tim. Where is this Tim? And he was just sleeping the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny that, like, because it was Johnny who was looking for him.
Well, on the first day, just the jet lag and everything,
sucks,
you just needed that. I wasn't getting that. That was a pretty last minute or two.
So we drank coffee. I don't know what we all had for breakfast during the day.
We didn't have much. We had that reindeer in a tube.
Somebody stopped at the store the day before.
And they literally bought like a big toothpaste tube full of like reindeer meat. It was like
at least it's supposed to be, but it's literally like cream cheese flavored with reindeer meat.
It had like it was the consistency of cream cheese. It was like and some bread, and we were just squeezing reindeer onto bread. But I think I had a little bit of it, but I was mostly I'm a coffee guy in the morning.
Yeah, I don't eat breakfast either. Yeah, and then I think when we finally started to head out, we obviously needed to get gas, but also like with the Yamaha, you were worried about the front tire being low, especially after everybody's scare from the day before of having low tires.
Everybody with low tires.
Yeah, so the first thing you did is right when we went to our first gas station at the in Gimo was see if it needed air.
Yeah, and it didn't.
know, shall I? No, this is kind of a start. But then when you have to come here, a little bit further. Ah, there, stop. That's perfect. Easy on this one. Okay, that's should be well. What do you think it should be at? Probably fine then. Yeah, that's started. It doesn't move. It's at the same. But yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah.
The way that bike handled is it was real, just a heavy feel, and I was worried that the tire was low, or it was, you get those bikes that have just seen highway their whole life and they get the flat spot kind of, and so just you got to really power them in, and that's ended up being what happened. It wasn't anything too sinister, but we tried anyway.
Yeah, the tires were old.
Yeah, and then getting gas was fun because nobody knew how to get gas. Nobody's cards were working. It was like, okay, whose cards working? Just buy gas, and then we'll figure it out later. And so it probably took us 45 minutes to get all the bikes filled up.
Nah, I don't think it took that long.
I don't know. It was there for a while.
So we were there
even
for.
Pear's card wasn't
Well,
working.
that was on another day when we were on the island, I think. I mean, we hit a couple times where people's cards wouldn't work, and we were all kind of sharing and helping each other.
Yeah, yeah. So getting gas was fun, and everybody was still kind of trying to shake off the jet lag and everything. And we rode to a little town called
Norrtälje.
Mm-hmm. I called it Norrtälje. And so we went to Norrtälje, and I'm not sure where it is.
Again, it's like right above Stockholm.
Because I felt like we had to go south from Gimo, right?
Yeah, it's like south from Gimo, but it's like north of Stockholm. It's like towards the shore.
Yeah, so we kind of went, south and east, I guess, from Gimo.
Yeah.
And like a super old fishing village that just kind of stayed populous. It was kind of a fairly big place, but they had a custom bike show there, and so we went there and walked around. I think it was the largest one in Sweden. Like it's kind of a big deal over there.
Yeah, I tried to look it up to see like how long it's been in existence, and on their website they only have images till 2017. But I couldn't find any more info on it. But it a lot of American motorcycles. One of the things I enjoyed was the Husqvarnas.
Yeah,
because that's not something you see over here.
They were really they were old. They were like 1920 Husqvarnas, which we always thought. Me anyway. I always thought them of as dirt bikes. 70s dirt bikes.
Yeah, I've seen those, but
I didn't know. I never thought about really that they were making road bikes forever.
Yeah.
So that was neat. The little Huskies.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one didn't even have a kickstand. The guy just leaned it up against a tree.
And obviously there was a lot of choppers, because that's obviously what they were going for as well.
Yeah. And it had, how every one of these events has these cover bands that just play 70s hits basically. Well, it was the same thing with an accent basically, but like not even close. They were, every once in a while you get a band that's pretty good, but they were real bad. I don't remember much about them. I just remember really
I remember making
bad.
fun of them while we were walking around. Yeah,
it was rough. I don't recommend
It kind of reminded me of like a cover band at like a county fair or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of weird, maybe, but like they just didn't get it for some reason. It was particularly bad, especially for a big event like this. Like I felt like the music was lacking, but the food wasn't. And we stopped at this one place. Dad was getting hungry, and I forget to eat sometimes. Like I'm either like not eating at all, and then I'll forget to eat, you know, and then when I finally remember to eat, I'm like, oh shit, I haven't eaten in like 10 hours. So then I just eat a lot. But so dad's a good way to keep you on track. And so dad, he got hungry. We stopped at this little, it was a little, you know, food wagon, but it was wild boar burgers. There's a lot of wild boar, you know, being et everywhere in Norrtälje. And we went, so we had those, and those were really good actually. I think that was the best burger we had there because again, they love burgers. Like there's no.
Well, before that, there was a like restaurant on like a boat on the river, and your dad wanted to go to that, but the prices were a little up there, and they needed reservations, and it was already full.
Yeah.
So that's why he decided on the boar burgers.
On the boar.
Yeah, and then we tried to look at like some of the whatever the stuff that for sale, but they really didn't have anything. Like I know your dad was trying to find a helmet.
Yeah.
But they were like glitter and obviously not. That's one thing that makes me laugh about him is he's like, you know, I wonder if they're not DOT. Like we're like, Dad, you're not in America, you're in the States. Yeah. They're not gonna be DOT approved.
Yeah, that was also kind of lacking too. But I'm kind of glad because you know that stuff takes away from the bikes. I'm not a big vendor guy.
No.
So, but yeah, that was for me. It was a little. I almost wasn't in the mood, you know. When you're like, I don't know. For me, it takes me a couple days to just kind of get into the groove, you know. When it's this kind of a big of a traveling adventure, you know. So for that one, I was a little off that day. You know, I just kind of was like, so I hope I get it there. Hope I get back. Hope nothing goes wrong. Just survive this one and get back to Gimo so I can sleep. You know, and so I felt bad that my head wasn't quite in it, but again, it takes me a couple days.
Right. I will say the one thing that I think is kind of fun, and I don't know, maybe we're just like lacking over here anymore, is how much Swedish people are really into motorcycles.
Yeah.
Like everywhere we rode, people were just smiling and giving us thumbs up, which I thought was awesome because here in the States, you're more like an intrusion.
You're more apt to get the finger than the thumb.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. So it was kind of, and one thing that was like making me happy at the custom bike show was the kids like, and when the motorcycle started leaving for the day, and they're over there like, and then the motorcyclists would like rev their engine as they drove by, and I was just like, God, it just reminded me of like in my school, like, you know, when semis used to drive by and they'd be like, honk the horn, and just kids having fun instead of being behind their phone.
Yeah,
it was kind of, I liked that. It was fun.
Yeah, it was kind of, it was neat because like, you know, growing up in Colorado, they had the culture there was, you know, still a little like Hell's Angel-y, you know, so the, you know, you had the whole biker, like, I don't know, it was the biker bad guy kind of situation. And then in Wyoming, there just wasn't a motorcycle culture because
you had 3 months to ride.
Yeah, so nobody rides up there, you know. Not to say nobody does, but it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
Out here, there's a lot, you know, there's a lot of people on motorcycles, but it's kind of mode of transportation out here. It's not really like a culture. You know, it's a lot of, you know, California has its own thing, but like, you know, where we are, it's a lot of mode of transportation, as it feels like, you know. There's on the weekends, there's lots of adventures and stuff, but it's a lot of solo riders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really cool to kind of, yeah, felt nostalgic almost.
Well, and then we like crossed the bridge a little bit and went into the town of Norrtälje just a little bit, just to kind of explore the city as well. But more, it looked like it was the old part. We didn't stop in any of the stores or anything, but we just wanted to look around. I don't know, maybe we're just so used to motorcycle shows that's like, yeah, it's the same stuff I've seen before. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like there were some cool things, but some of the older stuff, but
Yeah, and it was like a little fishing village. That's what I was kind of having fun with. Like Norrtälje was like this old school fishing village almost. It had that vibe. You could tell like at one point people ate whales here, you know, and so I really enjoyed that. Huh?
Yeah, the whole your arm up that long?
Yeah, it'll be all right. But it was good to get back that night.
Yeah, and it did rain on us,
Oh,
like
yeah.
on the way there, and I think a little bit on the way back. But it wasn't like constant. It was like on and off. Like 1 minute it'd be blue sky, the next minute it would be clouds, blue sky, clouds. But it was a lot of clouds that day, though. I remember it being
Yeah.
pretty cloudy. Yeah, we made it back, and obviously we went down to the local
The restaurant.
pub.
Yeah.
It's known as Gimo's Cook and Bar. Went down there, had dinner and a few drinks, and kind of meandered our way back to the hostel. I'm gonna keep calling it a hostel. I don't know what to call it.
It was a hostel.
And
I was
still just
hostile.
like amazing that like
It was hostile.
it's still light out at 10 o'clock at night. So we started calling it the midnight sun.
Yeah. Yeah. In case you're curious, this is Sweden at 9. Well, it's a 9:40 now. At night. Doesn't get dark till like 11. It's crazy. Well, that made the walk back easy because you had to walk the path through the little woods to get there, and that made it easy being light out.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the night that we got to? Wait, I don't want to spoil anything. Was that night?
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
Don't say anything.
no.
That's for the next video
That
or
was
so.
later in the week.
That's for the next video or so.
We all got to experience a little bit. No, I want to say this dinner on the 7th, we sat with Johnny and Pear.
Yeah.
And got to know them a little bit.
I think this is when we first met the local guy. He was the guy that always.
Oh yeah, because then he sat next down to Johnny because Pear was on the move to the other table.
There's two local people I want to say hi to, and I know they don't watch this, but I'm going to figure out a way for them to watch this. But there was the local guy, whatever his name was, who would always come to the table, just like they'd cut him off drunk, and he would try to just have a conversation. It was awesome.
But he was happy. He was like not annoying. Yeah. Well, I didn't learn a lot except for that he really hates Trump.
Yeah.
And he really asked a lot. Like he didn't quite speak good English, but he was like trying to ask questions about.
Yeah, he was trying really hard.
Really, yeah, about where we're from and all that. But he was nice.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. And the lady that was, because there was like this group of people that was always outside, the same people, including that guy. And there was this lady that would get really pissed at the seagulls. And I liked her too. She was the one that one would be like, "Wah!" She would be like, "La, la, 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 la," just yelling at it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of her. So shout out to Angry Seagull Lady and the local guy. The local
Yeah.
guy who only wanted to talk about differences between Sweden and America.
Mhm.
That's what he was.
Yeah.
That's what he was. But yeah, it was fun. But that day, that was a catch-up day. That really was. That was like let's just do the thing, come back and drink, hang out. You know, we just met these people. Whitney just met these people. Let's get to know them a little bit, and that's kind of what we did. It was good. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to say we all just kind of finished the night just hanging around the hostel. Had like a sitting area. It's kind of like a gigantic dining room. It's kind of just a cafeteria is what it feels like.
Yeah.
We kind of all just stayed around and talked to each other until we hit the sack.
At like midnight.
I mean, we were the early ones. We're party poopers.
Yeah. I've been known to poop a party.
Yeah. But we will be back with
Tomorrow.
Probably not tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
With the next round. The next day, June 8th, is probably going to be put into 2 days because Johnny and Perry, you guys are awesome. There was so much shit that day that I've got literally, we have like an hour and a half worth of footage that and obviously we want to talk about what our experiences were. So it's going to be probably a 2-parter, if not a 3-parter, depending on after the edits what happens. But I don't want to make an hour and a half long video and nobody watches it because they're like, it's not a fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, go ahead, like and subscribe so that you get the bell when we get a new video out. We are, now that into summer's coming, we're kind of slowing, like, not all over the place. We might start getting some new videos out to get Turd going a little bit.
Yeah, now it's cooler.
Yeah. Definitely want to take our bikes out for rides too now that it's getting a little cooler. And I do say a little cooler. I mean, last weekend it was like 104, so we didn't do shit last weekend.
Yeah.
And
now it's only 90. This is normal. I can handle 90. I can do that.
I think we're down to 82 now, but it was 90 about an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Yarp.